Gaur Saab, at the very outset, I'll say something which I'm going to say in the end also. You have written an exceptional book. It's not a good book, it's an exceptional. And I hope that it reaches every corner of the world, and all those people who are willing to keep their mind open and eyes open should read this book. It's a very important book. We are living in very, very strange times, funny times. I'm sure that after 100 years or 200 years or maybe earlier, when the teacher in a school will be teaching about 20th century and 21st century to the children of 6th standard, the children will fall off their seats laughing. Because something is happening in the last 100, 150 years, which had never happened in human society. And it is funny. It's really very funny. You see, those who were persecuting and prosecuting Galileo, they were not mad. They were ignorant. Their faith and their information was the same. They knew that Earth is flat. They knew that the sun goes around the Earth. That was their knowledge. That was the same. So maybe you can call them ignorant, but you can't call them mad. But here's somebody who works in ISRO, who works in NASA, who can send a rocket to Mars for a particular precise location, and after that he is religious. This man is mad. Because he is living with information and knowledge which he owns, or she owns, and the faith which contradicts this knowledge. This is, in psychiatry, it is called schizophrenia. But there are so many patients in the world that you can't say that. Now, when they ask, and he also mentioned, science kya hai? What is science? That some religious person has done that. Okay, let there be light. Let's see what happens. Okay, I failed, I'll try again. What is science? It reminds me of a joke. Actually, everybody knows what is science. Why are you asking this question? You are just prolonging. You are not willing to reach the conclusion. You are not willing to accept the obvious reality. So you are getting into this discussion, what is science? Somebody asked somebody, are you happy with your job? He said, I'm very happy with my job. Are you happy with your friends? He said, of course, I'm very happy because I'm very fortunate to have some very good friends. Are you happy with your children? Of course, I'm happy with my children. Are you happy with your wife? He said, well, we have to discuss what is happiness. तो ये definitions तब ज़्यादा ढूंढी जाती हैं when you don't want to accept certain reality. It's honestly wastage of time. Science क्या है? तुम अच्छी तरह जानते हो science क्या है, और वो तुम्हें सूट नहीं कर रहा है. इसलिए तुम इस सूडो इंटेलेक्चुअल डिस्कशन में जा रहे हो और हमसे पूछ रहे हो साइंस क्या है. तुम्हें पता है मगर तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, इसलिए यू आर वेस्टिंग टाइम. It's a futile, meaningless question. Science, you know it. Everybody knows. Science is inquiry. Science is looking for truth. Science is looking for facts. मगर अजीब बात है. They say, what is the purpose? Why universe is there? There cannot be any why. Who told you there is a why? There is no why. Because the why or the purpose of the thing is never within the thing. You have an air conditioner to keep a room cool. You have a radio to listen to the news. Wrong news, it doesn't matter. You have a car. What is the purpose of the car? That some people will go from point A to point B. The usage of the thing creates a purpose, and which is always outside the thing. It cannot be within the thing. It's not possible. जो पर्पस होता है, जो वाई है, वो उस चीज के अंदर नहीं होता, उसके बाहर होता है. तो यूनिवर्स का पर्पस वो कैसे सकता है? इसलिए कि यूनिवर्स के बाहर अगर कुछ है तो वो भी यूनिवर्स ही है. जहां कुछ नहीं है वहां यूनिवर्स नहीं है, तो पर्पस क्या हुआ? हो ही नहीं सकता. ये है. ये क्यों है? आप हर चीज को एक स्केल पे नहीं बोल सकते. आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि देखिए एक स्केल बना लिए कि जो लिविंग बीइंग है वो उड़ सकते हैं कि नहीं उड़ सकते. भाई कुछ लिविंग बीइंग उड़ते हैं, कुछ नहीं उड़ते. आप किसी भी चीज में लिविंग बीइंग की एज ये हो लेती है नहीं. डिफरेंट स्पीशीज की डिफरेंट एजेस होती है. कोई भी चीज में आप यूनिवर्सल लॉ नहीं बना सकते हैं. तो यूनिवर्स के बारे में कैसे आप ये लॉ बना रहे हैं कि वाई? There is no why of universe. It's meaningless, it's purposeless. Actually, we are also purposeless. Everything is purposeless. Since we have developed a brain, exceptionally efficient, we find a purpose, we make a purpose of a life. We were not born with a purpose at all. We were just an accident, a fluke. Our beginning is very humble. We should remember that. क्या है इसमें? आप पर्पस की क्या बात कर रहे हैं? हो ही नहीं सकता. ना हमारा कोई पर्पस था पैदा होते वक्त, वो तो हमने बना लिया. अब आप यूनिवर्स का पर्पस बना लीजिए. कहिए कि यूनिवर्स का पर्पस है उसे डिस्कवर करना, उसे समझना. बाहर ही हो सकता है, यूनिवर्स के अंदर उसका, यूनिवर्स का अपना कोई पर्पस नहीं है. जैसे हमारा भी अपना कोई पर्पस नहीं था. एक घास का ब्लेड उठता है, उसका क्या पर्पस है? यही गलत है. लेकिन क्या करें? ये मिसाल बार बार यू कैन गिव. आई मीन these gods which are here, the religion that at the most they are 3,000 years old. Human being is 10 times, if not more, older than that. We had a lot of religions. We had a lot of gods. We had gods of Rome, gods of Egypt, gods of Greece. What happened to them? Where are they? There was a religion before Christianity in Europe, Germanic religion. There was a god, he had a wife, 3 children, 2 sons, 1 daughter. Where has that family gone? So gods are mortal. मर जाते हो. Or they are like film stars. You know, as long as they are in the market, they are fine. But once they are out of market, फिर उनकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं. अभी कुछ स्टार में नाम नहीं लेना चाहता ये ऑस्ट्रेलियंस के, उनके साथ अगर मैं फिल्म शुरू करूं तो लोग मुझे पागल कहेंगे. You know, there was a time when Jupiter was worshipped. And Jupiter was not worshipped by ignorant people. Jupiter was worshipped by people who had Senate, who had the first concept of democracy, who had great philosophers, who had the architecture that still creates awe in our minds, and we try to imitate them. They were developed people, and much developed for their time, but they used to worship Jupiter. Tomorrow, if you come to know about me, that ये जो बोलता है ना कि ये atheist है, he's a liar. Actually, he gets up early in the morning, worship Jupiter for 2 hours, and then comes out of the house. They will not be shocked that I worship. They will be shocked that I worship Jupiter. Jupiter को वो करता है, पागल है. तो करते थे ना पहले लोग. And somehow, by some accident, if we develop 10 million people who worship, or 10 crore people who worship Jupiter, then you can't say anything. Then it will be a respectable faith. You see, it is the number of idiots that gives respectability to a stupid idea. कोई भी आप फेथ ले लीजिए, अगर उसमें सिर्फ एक आदमी हो या 2 आदमी हो, they will be committed to mental asylum. But it is the number. is the number that demoralize people. भाई इतने लोग कह रहे हैं तो फिर क्या बोले? So what do we expect? What do we hope? That one day human being will be totally rational? And what is faith? What is the difference between faith and belief? I believe there is North Pole. I have not seen it. I have never gone there. But logic, rationale, evidence, witness, proofs tell me that there is a North Pole. Then why it is not my faith? Faith is something that doesn't require all these qualities or conditions. Faith is something which you have accepted without any logic, without any reason, without any evidence, without any proof. If you have all this, then it is your belief. Faith, there is a totally wrong term, blind faith. Faith is blind. So you don't have to say blind faith. You are believing, or you have come to a conclusion which has none of these conditions. What is this stupidity? That I start believing something without all this, and you will call it stupid. ये कैसे मानते हो? अगर मैं कोई दूसरी बात मानने लगूं without any evidence, without any proof, without any rationale, without any witness, you will say ये कैसे तुमने मान लिया? यहाँ आप इसे faith कहते हैं. Faith भी वही है, accepting things without any logic, reason, proof. And you think it's your decision? No. You are brainwashed. You are damaged in your childhood. 99% people die in the religion in which they were born. And before they could say Jack Robinson, this idea was injected in their bones. It's child abuse. Teaching children religion is child abuse. Because it is like telling the child that you will have to become a doctor. Maybe you want to become a painter, we will not let you become a painter. You are born to become a doctor. आप अगर कोई पेरेंट्स ऐसे मिलेंगे ना, आप उनको कहें क्या कह रहे हो भाई, बच्चा बड़ा हो जाए, कोई डिसीजन लेगा, वो जो चाहेगा करेगा, वो पेंटर बनना चाहता है कि डॉक्टर बनना चाहता है कि इंजीनियर बनना चाहता है. आप उसको चॉइस कहाँ देते हैं? आप में हिम्मत ही नहीं चॉइस देने की. आप एक काम कीजिए, एक बच्चे को पालिए, जब 17-18 साल का लड़का या लड़की हो जाए, उसे कहे बेटा ये 4-5 किताबें इंपॉर्टेंट दुनिया में रिलीजन की पढ़ लो, तुम्हें जो ठीक लगे वो मान लो. मैं बताता हूँ क्या मानेगा वो. उसकी चॉइस क्या होगी मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. नन. None. The kind of belief every religion makes you accept, in spite of you being an intellectual, high IQ, education, is unbelievable. It's shocking. And someday people will be shocked. That there were people who were educated. There were people who had developed science to this extent and technology to that extent. And still they believe these things. They will laugh and they will cry. It's a fact. You may not accept it. Many people of faith will not accept it, but it's a truth. So what do we wish? That human being should become totally rational? I'm afraid it's not possible. It will never happen. We are not programmed like that. It is again the very idea for survival. You see, there is one thing that mothers love for the progeny, not only in human being. चलो भाई ह्यूमन बीइंग तो सोचे मेरा बेटा बड़ा होगा, पॉलिटिक्स में चला जाएगा, मिनिस्टर हो जाएगा, तो मुझे अभी से बच्चे से रिलेशन अच्छे रखने चाहिए. लेकिन ये प्रॉब्लम किसी बर्ड का तो नहीं है. ये किसी टाइगर्स का तो नहीं है, किसी डियर का तो नहीं है, डो का तो नहीं है. You watch animal life on National Geographic or Discovery Channel. You will cry. You will get so emotional. How a mother takes care of the progeny. I mean, the basic instinct of any living being is self-protection, survival. The mother's love crosses that also. Without this irrationality, and which is, I mean, there is a little mother in each one of us, irrespective of gender. वो तो है मैं थोड़ी, हो सकता है वो मदरहुड हमारी अपने दोस्त के लिए निकला है या अपने बहन या भाई के लिए निकला है, लेकिन एक मदर पोर्शन हम सब में है, which is irrational. Love is irrational. Love cannot be totally logical. And without love, the species cannot survive. तो ये रहेगा. हम पूरे रिजनेबल हैं, लेकिन एक गेट है, irrational, which is made by nature or the experience of survival for love. Now this is a gate which was made for love, मगर वो खुला हुआ गेट है. God, superstitions, religion, all of them enter from that gate. अब कुछ करना पड़ेगा. There has to be a board at that gate. God, religion and other superstitions are not allowed. इसके बिना आपका काम नहीं चलने वाला. तो उस काम की तरफ, and for that purpose, I think this book is one big step. And I congratulate you, Gaur Sahib, and I'm so happy that I'm living to read this book. Thank you very much.